All right, kicking on down to Athens next. The big game everybody's got their eye on. Georgia Bulldogs, Clemson Tigers in Charlotte. Georgia currently a 3.5 point underdog to Clemson. I'm still shaking my head on that one. ABC, nationally televised. Everybody and their mother's going to be, you either got this on your main screen like we talked about in the last episode, or if your team's playing, you probably got this one on your secondary screen, and I bet your eyes will be glancing over to that second screen more often than you care to admit, because this is a heavyweight showdown. I mean, this could determine which of these teams goes to college football playoff. I certainly don't think, especially for Clemson, if they lose this, how are they going to crawl their way back in? I don't know. So much on the line for Clemson, a lot on the line for Georgia. Georgia, obviously, they can't beat Alabama. Well, Clemson's right there with them. I mean, they're basically the Alabama of the ACC. So conquering that Alabama challenge, maybe you start that by beating Clemson. Here's an underdog. With everybody hyping up Dabo and his new quarterback and all these defensive linemen. Well, they got defensive linemen down there in Georgia too. So, watch this game in the battle of the trenches. That's not the sexy topic, but that's where this game is going to be defined. With Georgia's work in progress offensive line going up against Clemson's defensive line. And Clemson, they've got a worse offensive line than Georgia. So what do you think Georgia's front seven is going to do to them? We're all focusing on Georgia's secondary. Rusty Manziel, we had him on the show. Says the front seven will be their best friend in this game. I think he's right. And they're going up against a quarterback that has seen the field, but not many times. I think once as a starter, maybe twice in DJ. How in the hell you say his name? I don't know. But, he's going to be running for his life in this game. So, I think that's something to monitor there. I think it's all going to come down to the trenches. I'm tired of talking about this game. I truly am. I'm ready to see it play out. Fortunately, we only got a couple more days to be spieling on about Clemson and Georgia meeting in Charlotte. And who else is tired of talking about it? Old Kirby. He's having answered the same old questions on scheduling Clemson, on JT Daniels, why he didn't put JT Daniels in the lineup sooner. I don't know why this is a question in 2021. We all know JT Daniels is a starting quarterback for Georgia. But let's kick it over to Kirby, and who also gave an update on Eric Gilbert and Darnell Washington and Tyke Smith.
Coach, how confident, how much more confidence does it give you in the offense and going into the season with a guy that is the starter at quarterback and not that uncertainty that you had going into last season? And kind of as a follow to that, do you ever have any second thoughts about not going to JT a little sooner last season?
I think the first question would be much more confidence in terms of this year compared to last year, not knowing for sure. And a lot of it had to do with no spring. Basically our spring was our fall camp last year, and don't get enough body of work to see the guys play and see the guys start out and go do things. In terms of wishing JT, big thing there was confidence in his knee and getting him rehab. We've talked about that before. It's something that was beyond a lot of our control in terms of him being stable enough and able to go. But I will say this, a lot of the confidence you have in your offense comes from what's earned, right? And you earn that by how you play and who you play. And these guys we're about to play are extremely talented on defense and extremely well coached and have everybody back. So when you talk about opening tests, these guys are really good defensively.
Yeah, Coach, you've talked about Clemson's defense. How confident are you? Looks like it'll be the biggest game that JT has played in. How confident are you in how he's managed, the preparations and the excitement over this game and all the attention that's come his way, NIL and all that different kind of stuff that he's had to manage, in addition to getting ready for probably the best returning defense there's been in college football in a while?
Yeah, I'm extremely confident in his preparation and his focus. I mean, that's not of concern for me. The concern is who we have to block, the players around JT. Everybody puts this on the shoulders of the quarterback, but so much of the outcome of the quarterback are how the guys play around him and who those guys are and what's the experience level of those guys. And Do they play well? Do they play with physical toughness? Do they strain? Do they do all those things? I'm very confident in JT's preparation up to this point, and his preparation in terms of over the summer, and the distractions that the outside world has. They really aren't distractions for JT, because he's got a single-minded focus all the time on kind of being his best and being the best leader he can.
Kirby, is there any update on Eric Gilbert and where things stand with him?
Yeah, no update other than Eric is not currently with us still, and we're praying for him each and every day that he can come back healthy.
Any update on Darnell Washington or Tyke Smith in terms of their availability?
Yeah, each one of them are doing great. They're moving around now, and hopeful both those guys will be healthy soon.
Hey, Kirby, when you looked at taking this game, what went through? I know Georgia is as aggressive as anyone scheduling non-conference. What went through your mind in terms of Clemson plus an SEC schedule?
Opportunity. I mean, the bottom line was our kids come to University of Georgia to play in big games, and we had an opportunity to play a really good opponent. And for me, it was what Georgia's about. I mean, our fans crave these kind of games. We as coaches crave these kind of games. You find out a lot more about yourself in these kind of games. And look, for you guys, it's everything. It's over if you don't win, and you won it all if you do win. For us, it's an opportunity to grow. It's going to make us better in our SEC schedule, regardless of the outcome of the game. We're going to be a better team having played these guys, and they can say the same for playing us. And these opportunities are what you come to major colleges to play in. So when you had an opportunity to drop a paid opponent and get this game, it was something we both jumped at.
All right, so Kirby did his best to kind of play down this matchup, and I understand that to a degree, but no, I mean, this is the game. This is the game we've all been looking forward to for months on end. There's going to be hot takes no matter who wins this game, who loses. The loser can't coach. They're done. The winner, they're going on to the national championship. Those will be the narratives. And, of course, those are not going to be accurate after 1 week. But this truly is. This may be the toughest game Georgia faces all season. Not saying that it will be, but, who knows? So how do you face – they're already facing adversity. That's something else that I've got to wonder about this Georgia team. For all the talent, for all the coaching, new leaders need to emerge, and they need to emerge quickly here because there ain't no Western Carolina on the schedule or Akron or Alabama State. I mean, you're right out the gate. So when adversity strikes, who steps up and proves to be a leader for the Georgia Bulldogs? And we're going to have to find that out Saturday night, and that may be the biggest storyline to emerge from that game.